Will I be able to get over her affair? I have been married for more than 30 years and have 3 grown children. Late last year, I discovered a phone/text/short walks relationship my wife was having with an old schoolmate. It lasted about 6 weeks and ended because I discovered it. We decided to try to work on our marriage. Communication was never a strong point of mine, and my children were my priority. On the other hand, she went along with this and never articulated her needs or wants because she felt I would not listen. I have been very open to her needs since this happened. I've been communicating more and doing things she prefers, like dinners out and hanging out without worrying about the day-to-day responsibilities, which is very unlike me. We've tried to seek therapy separately, but no therapists have responded. Recently I went through her phone again and discovered another text chain, which included some suggestive language. I confronted her about this and told her I wanted the truth or would seek a court order to obtain the texts or contact the man. I disclosed that the affair started several years ago and that the last contact was last year. It started as a physical affair until COVID hit, and then it seemed to be texts and phone calls off and on every few months. I was only able to obtain the phone calls from my provider. After discovering this, I would confront her with my feelings. She was distant and did not want to be around me or our one child, who still lives at home. I had no idea the affair was happening. I feel so hurt and betrayed. I have no idea who she is now. I asked why she sought companionship with someone else instead of coming to me. She said she assumed I would think her feelings were foolish. I think she's trying to blame me for her indiscretion. I agree I may have been overwhelmed with work and family obligations, but I can't believe that is a good reason for her to be unfaithful. My question is, can I get past this and forgive? Will it always be a lingering question? I'm hurt and feel betrayed. Reader's comments. You have to return to the drawing board with the therapist's search. It would be best if you found someone the two of you can talk to together. That person can give you referrals for professionals to work with on your own. If you had awful pain in your foot and needed assistance from a foot doctor, podiatrist, and a bunch of foot doctors didn't call you back, you'd call some other foot doctors. A question a therapist might ask of the two of you: do you want to stay married? Have you posed that question to your wife and yourself? Do you want to work on what you have at this point? That's one of the most important things to consider. If yes, what do you want the marriage to be like? Less tense? More helpful? Going to fun dinners is one thing, but what about your friendship? What do you miss about each other that brought you together? You might decide you can't get over the betrayal, which would be okay. Update. Thank you all for your complex questions. I've decided to file for divorce. I was only fooling myself and realized I needed to work on myself and not try to heal a marriage that I think is permanently broken. I took 2 days off without telling my wife and slowly moved my items into storage. I will stay on an extended stay for a few weeks until I can find a suitable place. On the 3rd day, I called my wife and told her not to make plans. We needed to talk. She tried to get me to talk over the phone, which I did not do, and I told her we would talk tonight. I didn't realize the upsetting nature I put my wife through. I should have waited until she got home and then had the discussion. When I got home, I asked my wife to join me on the couch and told her I wanted a divorce. She was noticeably upset and started to cry, trying to hold me, and I stood up. This was by no means easy. I still love my wife, but I no longer love our marriage. I told her that and told her I could not get past her affair. She said she would do anything I wanted, and we could have a one-sided relationship. I told her that I did not want anybody to feel the way I felt for the past few years. After 45 minutes of back and forth, I told my wife I would move out and file for divorce. I left the house and planned to file in the next few days. Thank you for giving me the courage to do something I knew I had to do to make myself feel respected again. My comments. 30 years is a long time. These are the type of relationships I admire, but this shows us all time is not a cure-all for infidelity. I'd like you to comment below, and I will see you in the following video. Story 2. Just found out wife doesn't know I know. I married my wife for 22 years, we have 2 children in college. I just learned that my wife has been or had an affair about 7 years ago. I saw a text from a man that seemed a bit intimate. I approached her about it, and she became upset, stating that he was a coworker who had cancer and she was just being supportive. He was consoling and assured me that nothing was amiss. Our relationship could have been better, but it was never good. He has difficulty conversing and gets defensive and volatile over the simplest things. I have an active social life with friends in our neighborhood, all of whom she knows. He prefers to stay in, drink alone, and mope most of the time. Fast forward 7 years, and I just discovered a text about her talking with the same man. It was intimate. She called him sexy and referred to the time she kissed him, which was definitely within our marriage. She has no family of her own. I have a supportive and involved extended family. He would be horrified and humiliated if I exposed the affair to my family and friends. I don't know if I will proceed with the divorce. But if I go that route, I want to stay in the house. I know the man, he is also a public school educator, married. I know how to contact both him and his wife. In the text, he indicated that he has nothing to offer her, although he continued to flirt and make sexual innuendos. I have an appointment with a lawyer I plan to meet with before approaching my wife. Can I threaten to expose the affair to the other man's wife in her workplace if she doesn't allow me to stay home? Our home is likely valued at $400,000 in his stocks, 401k, etc. But unfortunately, I have let her manage all the financials, so I'm still determining what else. I have access to last year's tax returns. Should I make copies in case she tries hiding money from me? Also, this kind of sucks, lol. Any advice is welcome. I have told no one, and it's killing me. I don't want to tell the family if we try to repair things. SOS.